My kingdom come, this is my kingdom come. When you feel my heat, look into my eyes. It's where my demons hide. It's where my demons hide.
What is going on, guys? How's it going? Welcome to the first ever episode of NHL 14 Team Builder, and this time I am going to do the Vancouver Canucks. I'm going to start at the Vancouver Canucks. They are my favorite team in the NHL. I'm a Vancouver boy, so I gotta love them, and I'm in the midst of collecting all of the collections right now. I'm going to try my best. I don't know if I'm going to do it or not, because there's some pretty high-end players here, but I'm going to try to get to all 30 NHL teams. So at the end of the video, you can tell me what team you would like to do next, but here we are starting with the Vancouver Canucks, and don't worry about the team name or whatever. This is just a backup account. You guys will know it from the Hut Roulette, but let's get the team introduced.
Hank and Dank, you're in the building. They're going in first like Barry Wilkins. Hitters, listen up to Alex and respect your Edlers. We got heroes who beat you with pure play. We got Burrows looking like Beret. Boom boom BXer. Just flying in the Western. We can beat you both ways like Ryan Kessler. Yes sir. Know how the song go. The Nucks are the number underneath of Luongo.
It's actually a great Canuck song. You can check it out. Link will be in the description. But actually, let's get the team introduced here. We got Hank and Dank up in the building. You guys just heard it there. Henrik and Daniel Sedin. Oh man, us Vancouver fans are so lucky to have Henrik, Daniel Sedin. They are just amazing hockey players. I've watched them come into the league from just babyface gingers to being legit NHL superstars. We are very lucky to have these two. Here we got Alexander Burrows, just an awesome grinder, but you put anybody alongside Henrik and Daniel and they become a 35-goal man. Exhibit A, Alexander Burrows. And you got Boom Boom Bieksa, Kevin Bieksa, and the man, my favorite Canuck, Dan Hamhuis. And in the cage, Bango Bongo Roberto Luongo. I'm not even going to get into the whole Luongo thing. I'm a huge Luongo fan. I'm sure, just like myself, everybody else has bashed him in the past, but when it comes down to it, he's a top 10 goalie in the league, no matter what. Lou! And then we got Eddie Lack, the up-and-coming Swede, as the backup. And then we got Chris Higgins right there, 83 overall. Well, he was actually really good last year in Hut, so I'm excited to use him. The only players I've used on the Canucks on my actual Hut team have been Kessler and Daniel, so I haven't used anyone else, so I'm really excited to get through and use all of the Canucks players. Then we got the man, Ryan Kessler, right there. Hopefully he can stay healthy for the Canucks. Then we got Zach Cassidy, and he's kind of the wild card this year. I really hope he can live up to the potential, but I'm a big Zach Cassidy fan. I can't wait to see what he does this year. And we got Frankie Corrado, the rookie, made the team out of camp. Doesn't have a very good Hut card. He's damn expensive though. He's like 30K. And then we got Alexander Edler. Listen up to Alex and respect your Edlers. I love Alexander Edler. Didn't have that great of a year last year, but I'm hoping for big things from Mr. Edler for this year. And then we got David Booth and Zach DALPE. He was just acquired in a trade. And we got Yannick Hansen there, another favorite Canuck of mine there. And we got Chris Tanev and Andrew Alberts. Actually, I have to replace Andrew Alberts with Yannick Weber. There he is, Yannick Weber. And we got Tom Sestito, Jordan Schrader, and Dale Weiss on the fourth line. So I am very excited to use this team. What I am going to do, this is going to be just an introduction, so this episode might be a little bit shorter than the other ones, but basically what I want to do is get 3 or 4 games in. You guys know how I like to edit, use like the real game audio and stuff, and put that in, try out both of the goalies, try out the starter and the backup, then give you guys like an overall run through of what I think of the players to stay away from, players to go and get. But basically, if you want to go collect this collection, it is a 60K bonus, which is awesome. And the only real expensive players are Daniel, Henrik, and Kessler. Everybody else is relatively cheap. I mean, Daniel and Henrik right now, as of recording this on August, what am I talking about? On October 4th, they are usually about 80 to 90K. Burrows is like 5, and then Hamhuis is he's a little bit more expensive. He's about 10, and then Roberto Luongo is about 15, and then the only other really expensive one is Ryan Kessler at about 25, and then we got Frankie Corrado, who is one of the rare ones, and he is about 15 to 20K. Sometimes he's a little bit more than that. But let's get into some gameplay, see what I think about a whole Vancouver Canucks team. Minnesota Wild fan, and right here, Kevin Bieksa is going to put this guy on his ass, resulting in a fight.
Now we got a fight. Kevin Bieksa and Patrick Marleau. Puck was down in the corner. They were up along the boards. Kevin Bieksa's trying to feed it to him.
And he is. You get points for taking some shots. Marleau just got a few because Bieksa connected.
Bieksa doesn't scrap a lot, but when he does, he'll fight in any weight class.
Kevin Bieksa, one guy I would not want to fight. The dude just killing people all night, leveling people, putting them on their ass like it wasn't a big deal. Bieksa is so scary, and he's like that in real life too. He's a mean dude. But enough of the rough stuff. We finally get a goal here from Ryan Kesler. I actually really recommend Ryan Kesler if anyone's looking for like a second, even a first line guy. If your team is not that great, Ryan Kesler is a perfect fit. And Roberto Luongo, this guy actually really surprised me. For only being 85 overall, he really stepped up his game. He stopped pretty much everything except for this one. Just squeaks past him. But what are you gonna do?
The puck went off. Luongo will race for it. Yannick Hansen wide on Phaneuf, hits for the net, scores. To end at 100 miles an hour. The Great Dane, Yannick Hansen.
Speedster Yannick Hansen getting it done, but someone who really actually blew me away was Zach DALPE, the third liner, grinding there, getting a beautiful goal for the 3-1 lead, and Frankie Corrado's going to absolutely level this guy and rub it in his face a little bit there, but Zach DALPE once again throws the puck on net, and Chris Higgins getting higgy with it. He is going to chuck that one home for the 4-2 goal, and that's how it's going to end this game, though. I was actually pretty surprised. Zach DALPE, first star, getting the game winner, and then assisting on the last goal there with Chris Higgins. But face-off wise, Ryan Kesler went 5 for 5, 100%, and for hits, Kevin Bieksa had 13 hits. The dude demolished everyone. We actually had 46 hits that whole game, which is pretty crazy. I didn't think that the Canucks were this physical, but we were leveling people all day. Actually going to go with our backup goalie here, Eddie Lack. So I want to try out both goaltenders. Still got Zach DALPE there, killing it on the third line, but actually we're here against a Pittsburgh Penguins fan, and Eddie Lack, not a very good start. Lets in the first shot that he does face, although it was a cross creaser. Can't really blame him for that, but we come firing right back. We got Chris Higgins battling for the puck. He's going to take that. Zach DALPE's actually going to touch it. He's going to get an assist on this play from a nice goal from David Booth, going upstairs on the goaltender. There you can see it's Zach DALPE with another assist. The guy's a point machine, and we get one from not Shea Weber, but Yannick Weber. Not quite, but I will take it. A very nice goal from Mr. Yannick Weber, and he comes in here with time winding down, and he is going to score in the third period. Eddie Lack, that was weak. I'm not going to say Eddie Lack played terrible, but he definitely did not play great. Nothing happened in OT, so we're hopping right over to the shootout here. This shootout actually went crazy long, like round 15 or something. No one scored here until Jordan Schrader's going to come in just from above the hash marks, and he's going to snipe that. What a nice goal from Jordan Schrader. They have to score here or else it is over. So I'm not quite sure who this is. This guy didn't have a very good team, but he's actually a pretty good player for the team that he did have. Eddie Lack has to make the stop for us to get the victory, and he does just that. We do end up getting the 3-2 victory, so we are 2-0 with our Vancouver Canuck team builder here. Another 51 hit performance, so we're averaging pretty much 50 hits per game. That is crazy. Bieksa again with 11 hits. This guy is he's an absolute monster. Every single hit is just massive. We are going back with our starter, Roberto Luongo. There he is. And nothing happened in the first period. We were all over him, though. He only mustered up one shot in that whole period. But right here, we do get victimized. Once again, won the cross creasers. He's going to chuck it right out. And Luongo's out of position. And TJ Oshie is going to chuck that one home. But nothing else happened till late in the third period. I'm really trying for a goal here. I put the third line out. Zach DALPE, he's gonna snipe one. This guy has been nothing but clutch for our team so far. That's gonna send it into overtime. We go all the way to a shootout here once again, and Daniel Sedin's really done nothing in the 3 games, but he does get a nice goal there, beating the goaltender, which is Mika Kiprasov. And right here, he gets pretty angry. Listen to this.
Are you kidding me? Oh my god, you're so greased.
He was not very happy about the flying poke check, but we got Yannick Weber coming in here, going to the backhand, one-handed backhand, waiting him out. The patience there, going upstairs. Nice. We are up 2-0 now. He has to score here or else it is all but over. And Luongo, is he going to save it? He's going to stay strong. Rebango Bongo, Roberto Luongo. We win 3 in a row. We get another victory. So that's pretty good. 3-0 for this team. Actually really enjoying playing with this team. This game was not that physical compared to the other ones, but Zach DALPE with the 3rd star, and once again Kevin Bieksa led our team in hits. So we did go 3-0 with our Vancouver Canucks team builder here. Let's go over some pros and some cons. So the first pro is the physical category. Kevin Bieksa, Zach Kassian, Alexander Edler. All 3 of these guys were so physical. Like hitting is extremely overpowered in this game, but back-to-back 50 hit performances, that's something to note for sure. Especially having Bieksa averaging over 10 hits per game. That is just crazy. Another positive was the depth scoring. I mean, obviously Zach DALPE ripped it up. The guy is a stud. I'm going to try him on my actual ultimate team just to make sure that these 3 games were not a fluke, but also, Booth, Hansen, they all had a couple game winners. And another thing was speed. Yannick Hansen is so fast. I didn't think he was this quick. I know he's quick in the actual NHL, but only for 87 skate, and that's not crazy, but I mean, I put him up there with Grabner in category. He is so fast. He blew by everybody. Also, David Booth, he's pretty quick as well, 87 skate. I didn't notice him as much as I noticed Yannick Hansen, but also Ryan Kessler at 88 skate, very, very quick. Now some negatives. I talked about the depth scoring and how awesome it was, but you got to look at the big 4 for the Canucks. That being the Twins, Kessler, and Burrows. All of them combined for a big whopping 0 points in the 3 games. I thought they were going to rip it up. I actually noticed that too when on my actual ultimate team I pulled a Daniel Sedin, and I used him for a little bit, and he was pretty much non-existent, pretty much exactly how he was in these 3 games. Now, 3 players you guys should try out and let me know how they were for you in the comments down below. But first off would be Zach DALPE. Let me know if this guy was, if it was just a fluke or if he's been awesome for you guys too. He was great for me, and I'm actually going to use him on my actual ultimate team right after this. But he'll run you about 500 pucks to 1K, so he is relatively cheap, actually very, very cheap. And then also try out Roberto Luongo. He's only 85 overall, got a huge downgrade from last year being a 89 all the way down to a 85, but he actually surprised me. He played very good and he was very, very solid. So try out Roberto Luongo. He's going to run you anywhere from 15 to 20K, so he's a little bit more expensive, but if you're looking for a starting goaltender, even a solid backup, if you have a really good team, try out Roberto Luongo. And the last person would be Kevin Bieksa. This guy, I didn't think he'd be that great, but holy shit, he is a monster. He was leveling people all day long. You guys saw it there. Back-to-back games, over 10 hits. He was just killing it. And he's not that bad either. Got a pretty good slap shot from what I noticed. The stats don't do the justice, but the last one would be Kevin Bieksa. Now, 3 players to stay away from. I never thought that I would bring myself to tell you guys to stay away from these 3 players because they are one of my 3 favorite players on the Vancouver Canucks, and that is Daniel Sedin, Henrik Sedin, and Alexander Burrows. So the big 3, I guess you could say, for Vancouver, stay away from these guys. For me anyways, they were absolutely terrible. Like I said, I've used Daniel before, and he was pretty much non-existent, exactly like how he was here. And I mean, for 89 overall and for pretty much like 90K, they are not worth it in my opinion. You can find much better, cheaper defensemen, and they're slow. They're only 85 skating. So, I mean, their shot's good, their hands are nasty, but I didn't really notice them too much, especially for being on the first line and for the first line power play, all that stuff. I really didn't notice them too much, so maybe it's just me, but if I was going to tell you guys anything, I'd say stay away from Burrows and the Twins. It feels weird telling you guys to stay away from them because they're so good and I love them in real life, but this game just doesn't quite do it for me. So that is going to be the end of the Vancouver Canucks team builder. Hope you guys did enjoy it. I'm really excited to bring more of these to you guys. I just want to apologize though for being about 15 minutes long because I'm going to try to keep the other ones to about 8 to 10 minutes because 15 minutes is just too long. But this was the first episode, so I thought I'd make it a little bit longer. I had to introduce it and whatnot. But I will see you guys in the next one. Let me know what team you would like to see next, and let me know if you tried out any of those 3 guys that I told you to try out. I really want you guys to try out DALPE, though. Let me know if he's an absolute stud or if it was just a complete fluke. But I'll see you guys later. As always, take it easy, and I'll see you in the next episode.